Two spacecraft were in the midst of a galactic confrontation when one of them opened a portal and crossed through it to escape its enemy. It was now approaching Earth, destroying a satellite in the process. However, it was compromised. The pilot, an alien from the race of lethal predators, managed to escape in an escape pod before the spacecraft crashed. Meanwhile, in Mexico, a sniper named Quinn McKenna was waiting for members of a cartel to detain and rescue hostages. But as soon as he fired, the Predator spacecraft crashed right in front of him and threw him away. Shortly after, he woke up and tried to communicate with his comrades, but with little success. He began to explore the area where the spacecraft had crashed, finding a strange liquid and parts of alien armor and its helmet. Next, he was surprised by one of his comrades, who lent him a backpack to carry the armor he found as evidence of what he had witnessed. And while Quinn was analyzing his bracelet, they heard a noise in the trees. Seeing the body of one of his colleagues hanging upside down, the Predator appeared. Camouflaging in the trees, the military even tried to hit him, but he moved swiftly and retaliated. However, when he approached Quinn, the bracelet on his arm activated and shot something that knocked out the Predator and also split the body of his hanging comrade, causing blood to spurt on the creature's face. However, the alien became visible again due to all that blood on him. So, after seeing the Predator's face, Quinn grabbed his backpack and fled. On the way, he saw the bracelet eject a small sphere, and at that moment, a team led by Traeger arrived by helicopter to capture the alien and the wreckage of the spacecraft, and it seemed like he was already accustomed to dealing with these aliens. The next day, in a nearby community, Quinn made everyone in a bar leave by revealing that he was armed, and after showing the bar owner that he could turn invisible, he paid the man to send his package by mail, revealing that this ability comes from that sphere he found and then swallowed to hide it. However, now we meet Rory McKenna, his son, who was in the chess club. As a nerdy boy, he is despised by his peers and is a target of bullying. In the hallway, two bullies set off the fire alarm, causing everyone to panic and Rory to sit there frightened on the floor. With that, the two bullies entered the room, knocking down all the chess pieces and mocking the boy before leaving. As soon as the fire alarm stopped, Rory noticed the fallen pieces and repositioned them exactly in the same place, demonstrating his incredible intelligence and exceptional photographic memory. Later, upon arriving home, Rory received from the mailman the box that Quinn asked to be sent at the bar, telling the mailman that his father eliminated people so he could deliver letters. Already at a university in Maryland, 3 agents approached Dr. Bracket, asking her to accompany them. In the car, they displayed photos of the escape pod and the Predator incident, revealing that they had already visited Earth in 87, 97, and so on, with an increase in the frequency of visits. That night, Emily, Rory's mother, presented some masks so that he could go out for Halloween candy. However, Rory didn't find it a good idea, fearing that other kids would recognize him. He went to the basement, opened the package he received, and found the Predator equipment, becoming fascinated with the discovery. While analyzing the bracelet, he inadvertently activated it, and Rory began to use it as a computer. Meanwhile, Quinn was captured and subjected to a psychological evaluation. Traeger, observing, realized that he was hiding something. As they were determined to keep everything under wraps, Quinn would be taken on a bus along with other prisoners with peculiar behaviors, and they talked, and Quinn realized that everyone there had a rather peculiar military background, but all seemed to be decent people. Already at the project base, Dr. Beckett is introduced to Sean Keyes, a scientist, and his team. She is surprised to discover the variety of alien objects in the facility, with the highlight being a sedated predator. After the decontamination process, she shares a bit about her work and the reason for being summoned, gaining authorization to examine the creature up close. Traeger explains that the alien race has been nicknamed predators because of their penchant for hunting prey for fun, and as revealed by recent studies, they found traces of human DNA in the dormant predator, raising the question of possible interactions between the alien species and humans on Earth. While examining the files, Dr. Beckett identifies an individual involved and expresses the desire to speak with this Quinn person. So the bus receives the order to return, and Quinn starts talking to the people around him. However, his claim about being silenced because he saw an alien on Earth is not entirely believed. Simultaneously, another pursuing spacecraft opens a portal and arrives on Earth, bringing with it 2 alien dogs and a predator who is tracking Rory's bracelet signal. The Army detects the presence of the ship in space and sends 2 fighter jets in its direction, but the technology that makes it invisible complicates the pursuit. Meanwhile, at the base, the predator has awakened, and scientists tried to contain it, but its extreme strength allowed it to break free quickly, initiating a ruthless killing spree among the scientists and guards. As chaos ensues, Dr. Casey grabs a tranquilizer gun from one of the guards and a sample of the alien to escape. However, the security system required decontamination to open the door, forcing Casey to take a shower first. Meanwhile, the predator realized that its armor was incomplete and decided to leave. Passing through the showers, it spotted Casey on its way out, not considering her a threat. Ignoring the doctor, it headed to the corridor where it eliminated more guards and acquired one of the old predator helmets. Activating it, it found the location of its helmet, which was with the boy Rory. Dr. Sean asks Casey not to let the predator escape, while the alarm echoed throughout the base, indicating that the predator was eliminating all the soldiers it encountered. On the bus, the soldiers witnessed the predator running on the roof, finally believing Quinn. Together, they devised a plan to escape, starting a fight to lure the guards into the bus and collaborating to defeat them. After taking their weapons, they took control of the bus and expelled the guards. Now, both Dr. Casey and the bus were in pursuit of the predator, who, at that moment, spotted another ship with 2 flying jets and decided to follow them. Casey jumped on the roof and landed on top of the bus to shoot at the alien, while Quinn also tried to fire. He narrowly escaped being hit, but the predator precisely hit the bus tire, causing it to stop, and Dr. Casey accidentally shot her own foot. While the prisoners looked for another vehicle, the 2 jets continued trying to take down the ship. But with an advanced and effective protection system, it quickly destroyed both jets within seconds. Casey was almost killed by one of the guards, but the prisoners appeared riding motorcycles and rescued her in time to escape. The predator then infiltrated the back of a truck, eliminating the soldiers there and simulating that everything was fine, managing to leave the base unnoticed. Not far away, another alien finally landed and sent its dogs to sniff and find its enemy. Meanwhile, the soldiers hid in a hotel room, drinking, playing, and chatting a bit, before Dr. Casey woke up, who upon getting up believed she was in danger and grabbed a shotgun, but Quinn quickly stopped her, explaining that it was all a confusion at the base, and they even tried to kill her, but now they were on her side. Additionally, Trigger's men really wanted to eliminate her for stealing that sample. Casey agreed to work with the group, sharing everything she knew about the predator, making Quinn realize that stealing the equipment and sending it to his home was a terrible idea, and now he knew where the creature was headed. Rory, in turn, discovered that the helmet was working and decided to try it out, watching a video of a predator enhancing itself by injecting DNA from other species into its body to become more powerful. But he decided to go out for Halloween candy, using the helmet and the predator's bracelet. While Quinn, accompanied by his new partners, arrived at the house in search of the box of stolen items, Rory had already left. Quinn then explained everything to Emily, revealing the presence of an alien creature on Earth that had killed his old group and was now pursuing them. Despite the group seeming quite eccentric, Emily lent her gun to Quinn so that he could go and save their son. Initially, none of the soldiers agreed to accompany him, and Quinn set out alone to hunt the predator. However, after talking to Emily and hearing about Quinn's accomplishments, being a captain with honor medals, one by one, the soldiers decided to join this hunt, organizing together with Casey to start the search. Meanwhile, Rory was recognized by the boys who used to mock him, and they immediately began taunting him. However, Rory tried to ignore them, knocking on a house's door where the owner also belittled him, throwing a candy at him from the balcony. This ended up activating the helmet, which fired a shot, blowing up the house with the owner inside. Quinn and Casey, witnessing the explosion, decided to go there to check. Rory, very scared, dropped the helmet on the ground, running to hide in a baseball field, where he found a dog that ended up befriending him. But at that moment, the alien dogs appeared, and before they could attack, they were driven away by Quinn, who arrived in a car. It didn't take long for the rest of the team to show up, and while Casey took Rory away, the soldiers opened fire against the creatures. However, the shots didn't seem to have any effect on the dogs, and when Quinn ran to escape from one of the canines, he managed to eliminate the creature with a grenade launcher, accidentally sliding in its entrails. The other intern was hit in the head by Nebraska, but it managed to escape confused and disoriented. Casey tried to collect some samples, but was interrupted by the appearance of a predator that grabbed Nero, threatening to kill him to force the group to drop their weapons. Although they did, Quinn quickly recovered his weapon and shot at the predator, forcing it to release Nero. Then everyone ran to take shelter inside Rory's school, just before the alien blew up the front door. Realizing the predator's interest, Quinn grabbed the mini-computer and his son's bracelet. The creature found them and grabbed Quinn by the neck, and in that, he handed over the device. But before the creature could react, it was pulled outside. It was the other much larger predator. After a brief exchange of information, the two began to fight. The group fleeing from the creatures entered a trailer and began to escape, while the aliens faced each other. But the larger predator crushed the smaller one against a car, ripped off its helmet, and repeated the gesture, pulling off the head along with the spinal column. Dr. Casey was impressed with the strength of the larger predator. Meanwhile, the police were approaching, and before the authorities arrived, the larger predator quickly checked the human identities, activated its camouflage, and disappeared. After that, Quinn calls Amy to check on her. But government agents are monitoring, so she destroys the cell phone to prevent them from reaching her husband. Meanwhile, Traeger and his team find the predator's body, and he concludes that this larger predator was hunting the other for something it stole and desires that crucial thing, so they need to go after the boy. Back with the group, they are now hiding in a barn, and while examining the sample, Casey confirms that the predators are enhancing themselves. Suddenly, they hear some noises and discover that the wounded dog in the head followed them there. But Nero prevents them from shooting the creature, as it was acting like a dog and could be useful. Casey tries to communicate with the creature, but at that moment, Traeger arrives with a helicopter. She throws something for the dog to go after and hide, and the rest of the group does the same. Then, Traeger arrives asking about the bracelet, and as they don't answer, the agents beat Quinn while Traeger interrogates Casey. She explains that the predators know that humans are destroying the planet and don't have much time before being extinct, so they are collecting the best DNA before a new extinction. Meanwhile, at Emily's house, the agents are looking for the alien equipment when suddenly the predator itself intervenes. Emily hides as the alien eliminates all the agents in a matter of seconds and then looks at Rory's desk, where it finds a map with the location of the ship. It was the same map the boy was drawing. The agent observes and communicates to Traeger, who takes the boy away in the helicopter, leaving some men to eliminate the couple. And Quinn easily defeats the two with his skills, and when the third is about to attack Casey, the alien dog appears, vomits a grenade, and Casey takes advantage of the distraction to hit the guy with a chair before jumping, escaping the explosion. On the way out, Quinn finds Nebraska confronting the last of the guards, and they join the doctor. Now questioning how they would escape, the rest of the team arrives with a helicopter to take them away. While the dog follows them on the ground, everyone arrives at the location of the other ship. Traeger has the boy open the door, as he knew the predator's language, and they enter, where Traeger orders his men to take everything. Suddenly, one of the agents is pushed away, revealing that Quinn was there using the camouflage device from the sphere. After eliminating one of the guards with a tranquilizer, Quinn captures Traeger and takes him outside, where the rest of the group is already knocking down the other agents to surround the area. Suddenly, one of Quinn's colleagues is attacked by the predator, but before dying, he manages to fire a flare. The distraction allows Traeger to attack Quinn and escape, causing a shootout between Traeger's men and the group. Quinn hides with Rory, who hands over the camouflage device while the predator eliminates most of Traeger's men, and then it enters the ship and sends a message through the speaker, where it begins to speak, and the message is already translated. The predator explains that it came to destroy the ship, and no one can stop it. It also wants a McKenna as a prize because he is the greatest warrior on Earth. Thus the creature stops talking and activates a timer to destroy the ship. Quinn and Traeger agree that the enemy is another one, and now they need to work together to destroy it. Traeger tries to grab alien equipment before leaving, but the dog interrupts him, and both teams hide in the forest, and the predator leaves the ship just before it finally explodes. Seconds later, the humans hear a strange noise, and suddenly a predator's weapon flies and severs an agent's arm, and Traeger eliminates the guy because he considers him useless now. Suddenly, a predator grabs a body and rips off the head with its mouth, and the teams begin to retreat while shooting. Quinn's two friends decide to serve as bait, and this attracts the predator, which leaps and begins to eliminate the humans. While everyone shoots at him unsuccessfully, Traeger tries to kill him with his own weapon, but ends up blowing his head off. Eventually, the predator catches fire, but that is not enough, and it ends up eliminating the bait before falling down the hill. Due to the severity of the injuries, the duo does not survive and decides thus, one shooting the other. Next, the Predator returns and Quinn, thinking that the alien wants him, approaches. But the Predator throws Quinn away and grabs the boy. The true McKenna has been searching for all this time because the boy's DNA is the cornerstone of evolution. As the alien takes the boy to its ship, it accidentally drops the small sphere in the process. Quinn, Nebraska, and Nero leap onto the top of the spaceship as it takes off. Inside, Rory sees the Predator activating the force field and alerts his father through the communicator. He quickly maneuvers away. However, Nero loses its legs before plummeting to its death, and then Nebraska decides to launch himself into the ship's turbine to bring it down. Quinn uses the force field to infiltrate and manages to shoot the Predator inside the ship a few times. The ship starts moving rapidly, and Quinn is thrown away, surviving only because he got caught by the leg. The spaceship finally lands, and the Predator emerges for the final showdown against Quinn. However, the human is not strong enough to defeat such a powerful creature. And when the Predator is about to eliminate him, it is revealed that Casey is using the camouflage device. She jumps on the Predator and tries to shoot its head, and after the Predator falls, Quinn quickly pushes the alien away. He ends up losing his arm when Rory falls and accidentally activates the force field again. Casey grabs the arm with the bracelet and throws it to Quinn, who immediately shoots to bring down the Predator, causing a massive explosion. Filled with hatred for the creature, he finishes it off with multiple shots to its head. Quinn takes some objects from his fallen friends, and he, his son, and the doctor take a moment to honor the men who sacrificed themselves for them before leaving. Sometime later, Quinn visits the new government facility, which is gearing up to combat aliens in the future. And with the help of his son's knowledge, they are finally making progress. They have found the mysterious item that the Predator had stolen, a powerful armor called the Predator Killer. It seems that the alien was bringing the armor to Earth so that humans could fight against their own kind. At that moment, the armor wraps around a scientist, giving him the appearance of a Predator warrior, looking quite formidable. However, once it deactivates, Quinn declares that this will be his new battle suit. Thus concludes The Predator, the 2018 action film. And tell us in the comments what you would do if your family were attacked by aliens. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. This was Nerd Session, and I'll see you in the next video.